Hello. Here's this week's piece. It's a small little decor piece that I got at the it was the Salvation Army down in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I got it for part of another challenge. But when I went to do the challenge, I totally forgot about this little piece, so it got left over. I think it was Christmas, like right before Christmas. And anyway, it's a little mock cradle. The back is higher than the foot, and I don't know, what would you put in it? You could put your mail in it. You could make it a planter. You could put candles in it. Any number of small things that you could keep in there if you wanted a cute place to keep things. And yeah, so I'm going to do a very simple makeover. I picked out some napkins to use as a decoupage paper. Not 100% sure if I'm going to use it, but I might. And if I do, it will be for the bottom. It looks like a little piece of, I don't know, it could either be leftover oak, or it could be, because I know these are pine, it's probably just leftover scraps. Somebody put it together, but they did a really cute little job. And I love it, and it's nice and solid and sturdy. And so yeah, let's redecorate it. I'm going to paint it. First, I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'm going to go over it after I clean it with soap and water and rinse it. I'm going to go over it with a little bit of alcohol, because that alcohol is going to scuff up my surface a little bit. And I'm going to use some mist tints, or I'm going to use some Benmore sample. So it's a good adhering type of paint that will, once you put it on, it will stay on. So yeah, let's get going with it. Cute. First, I'm going to use a coat of a neutral color inside for my decoupage paper. I actually love this color. It's like a pale green, and I'm going to give everything a coat with it, just in case I want to use it on the entire piece. So yeah. And I have my little stove on, so I'm sure the paint will dry because it's kind of warm in here. Now I'm going to have to wait until most of the parts dry so that I can put a coat on the entire piece. All right, let's let this dry and then I'll do underneath. I have another color that I'm going to try. So it's green. It's it's another Bin More sample, but it's a little bit different. And I'll show you. Yeah, it's very pretty. And I'll just use it on the bottom just to see how I like it. It is pretty, isn't it? It's like a combination of between sage and olive. So if you'd call it sage, I would call it a dark sage. Very pretty. So yeah, let's let this dry and I'll think about it and see how I feel. Now this is going to be a very rustic paint job because there's just a lot of shrinkage with the wood. There's some spaces in it. I mean, I could fill it with wood filler, but I'm not going to. I want it to just be a very simple rustic piece. And so yeah, let's put this aside for a minute. Now I had to tear it, but that's okay because I always use just the middles, and I'll make that work. So you can see that only 1/4 of this napkin has the foil covering. The rest are just painted. So keep that in mind if you ever get anything like this. I mean, in the package, it looks like it's all foil. It's a 3-ply napkin, and they were a little bit challenging to get apart, but nothing totally unusual. Um, but yeah, I would consider that if I was buying these again. I would probably opt to get something with just a pattern rather than metallic foil because I'm sure you will run into that in other brands. And I got these on Amazon. So I'm going to tear these and kind of place them. I know I don't have a huge amount of paint in there, but it doesn't matter. I don't need a lot of paint in there. I just needed a lighter surface to place these on, I believe. I mean, let me start just arranging them and see what it looks like. And if I need another coat of paint, I'll put another coat of paint. But for now, yeah, I'm going to tear these and just see how they fit. So, I mean, that covers a lot of the base. Or do you think this is better? I wonder. I could actually, let's see what it looks like if I just put this down. Ah, oh, that's tempting. That's tempting because I could just simply use one napkin, which would be awesome, I think. So really be careful when you lay it down because I won't be able to pick it up and put it down again. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use the non-metallic So that was a little change of pace. And I'm going to get a scissor and cut this because I need every inch of this particular piece to fit the bottom. So, okay. So I have some Mod Podge. Use a soft, clean brush. Because this paper is so fragile, yeah. So now let's put some more paint on. And yeah, I'm changing my mind about the color. Yeah, I'm going to use the darker one. What color is this? This is Nicholson green. Really, really pretty. I like it better than the light color. And the light color was actually Fernwood green, which is also beautiful, right? I mean, I'm going to start with the tops of my, I don't know what you call them, these sleigh type legs. Let's see. So make sure I get my paint in there, and I'll go over it with a detail brush later on. But I don't want to get the paper wet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more paint on the outside because see how much prettier that is. I'm going to give that just a little stir. I let this dry. I did more coats with the dark green. I'm going to cut along the edges on the inside, and then I am going to do the lighter green um, on the inner portion. So I'm going to cut very carefully. So you can see I had a hard time getting that tissue off of the glued edge here before I put more paint on. And so what I've decided to do is I just looked in my craft drawers to see what I had laying around. And I have some of this twine. It's like a raffia twine, very light color. And what I'm going to do is I turned on my glue gun and I'm going to glue some on the inside just as a little border so that I can save that edge. And yeah. And then actually, I'm going to let the glue gun heat up. I'm going to put a coat of the lighter paint on the inside, and then I'll catch up with you when that's done, and we'll go ahead and put in the little raffia string. And it is just way too cold to do that outside. It's like it was freezing as it was spraying out of the nozzle, so I don't know what I was thinking. Uh, Not a good thing. It's just so cold out. Thank you for watching this week's video. This week, you watched me refinish a little decor piece. I actually don't know what it is. I don't know. It's probably a planter, but you could do anything with it. And I did post some pictures after this outro to show you all the different ways that I thought of that you could use this little piece. Um, it was a problem for me, and not that it gave me a problem. But the problem was I wanted to keep designing it, and everything that I thought of doing to it, I said, oh, that's just too much. I thought about doing some hand painting on it, but I thought I don't want it to look like folk art. Um, I thought about doing some transfers on it, and I do have some little transfers, and that might be cute. But I just couldn't make myself do that either. What else did I think of? I thought about stenciling it, putting some stencils on it, and I just said, ah, I think it's just too much. It's very rustic. I also think, and I thought about doing this, I thought about taking different decoupage papers and just doing a patchwork. I think that would be cute. But other than that, sometimes the beast just says, leave me alone. And it looks like it was handmade, although it's nice. It's made very well. It's just made with scraps of wood, so there's lots of creases and shrinkage on it, and you can see the nails on the bottom if you look really closely. It's made well. It's just this big crack right here, and anyway, yeah, if I was going to do the inside of a piece like this again, I would opt to use regular decoupage paper because after I laid down the piece, and it was easy peasy, it just went down like butter, and I started cutting along the edge and it started tearing. So I had to think of something to do. So I did a little hot glue of some twine on the inside. Um, what else did I think of? I thought about blending it. I thought about blending the light to the dark finish, and it would be easy to do. I just thought, no, I don't know why, but I don't know. Have you ever looked at a piece and said, um, it's just not really speaking to me? It's like saying, leave me alone. When usually I listen to a piece and it tells me lots of things that it would like, and so that was the problem with this one. It just did not speak to me. It's mute. And so yeah, thank you for watching. It does look cute, and I staged it a number of different ways. So stay and hope you look at the pictures. If you haven't subscribed, would you consider subscribing? And that way you'll know when my content comes out. And I try to upload on Sundays. I don't always make it. And I try to do Sundays at 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's earlier. Sometimes it's Saturday if I'm in a challenge. Sometimes I end up taking a week off. And then we have our Wednesday flipping bunch where there's 4 of us and we go live. And so that's really fun. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't caught that yet, please try to catch that. And I'll tell you, it's Statement Designs, who is Levon. It DIYs by Dar, and of course that's Dar, and Crystal from the Crafty Creech, and myself. And we have guests occasionally, and it's just a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs, and it's very, very low key. We just discuss things that are anything to do with, flipping furniture, restoration. Yeah, so thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I wish you all good and beautiful things, even if they give you a hard time.